What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How are you doing? I know it's not Thursday night, but we got something extra going on tonight. I was messaged yesterday, day before that, and today. This guy from the Exotic Youth is wanting to be on air, and because he wanted to talk about this show coming up this Friday. He wanted to talk about AWL. He wanted to talk about King Enterprises. So, of course, I have to oblige for this. So, I'm here. He's not. And I like to start things on time. I'm a very timely person. I'm also very organized and detail oriented. This is why it works. Uh, I don't know. The invite's sitting there. It just sitting there ain't even been read yet. So I don't know what's going on. But hopefully we will have something going on here in just a few moments. I hope everybody out there in TV land is doing well this evening. Oh, it appears as though our guest has arrived backstage. Mr. Cannon, how are you doing this evening?
Look, the first thing you're not going to do is sit here and lie to these people. Be honest. You idiots reached out to me and wanted me to be on your show. You wanted the viewers, you wanted the fame, you wanted everything. So let's be honest there, okay? And look, you work on my time. I was on time.
Fair enough. So anyway, we noticed that you were recently on AEW television. You happened to catch a loss from a 70-something-year-old man. Is that how your TV experience has gone as of late?
Once again, we're going to call out your lies here. I lost to Lance Archer, not Jake the Snake. I mean, let's be honest. It took two of those idiots to take me out. What can you do about it?
Okay, so
have you ever been clotheslined by a legend, a Hall of Famer?
No.
Okay, thank you.
No, there's a reason I'm a ring announcer or a podcaster. I don't get clotheslined. I don't get hit. I get paid just to be there.
You are, to be honest. They sent me a link, told me to be here, and fatten the envelope for it.
Okay, fair enough. So being in the ring with somebody like Lance Archer, how was that experience for you?
Lance was a very cool dude. He was very different backstage. He was very nice, and then he gets in the ring and just completely turns into what they call the murder hog monster. So I was not prepared. I was not ready. And let's be honest, if you watch that footage, I mean, I wasn't ready. He threw his entrance jacket right on my face. I didn't even get my introduction or anything like that. It was an unfair advantage from the start. But being in the ring with Lance, I mean, he's been in Japan. He's been everywhere. I mean, that's just someone I can add to my resume to make it a little better, you know?
Well, that's a fair point. We did have a comment come in. I'm not sure where this comment came from. Jason David said, bro's haircut looks like the poop emoji.
Says a guy who can't even use a good profile picture. On to the next.
Yep. Anyway, so you guys are pretty big down in Georgia, is what we understand. Now, I've got some
big everywhere. Let's be honest.
I've got some contacts and friends down there in Georgia. Some associates, people I've worked with, people I've worked for. So I have heard of you. Now, what makes you think you want to come to South Carolina, especially stepping into American Wrestling League?
What makes us want to come to South Carolina? We run the Southeast. We've been to South Carolina before at multiple other promotions. We've been to North Carolina. We've been to Alabama. We've been to Florida. We've been everywhere. We dominate wherever we go. We were at WrestleMania week last year. I mean, let's be honest. Exotic Youth is the best tag team, the best faction, the best thing going in professional wrestling today. And you can say, oh, I know a little bit about you. Well, do some more research. It's there.
Well, you have to understand. I don't go too many places where I'm not paid to be. So my experience in Georgia is kind of touch and go.
Do you not know how to research?
Oh, I know how to research.
You don't have to be paid to look at your phone and see Exotic Youth pop up on your social media. Let's be honest, like it hasn't happened.
Well,
lies. You were just filled with lies. If I would have known that I was going to be with a fibber, I mean, I wouldn't have taken this. I would not.
A fibber. Interesting. I would have anticipated something with a bit more syllables, but I guess most of that energy.
I have to keep the vocabulary a little low for you common folk, especially the ones in the comment box. Let's be honest. You idiots don't know anything about vocabulary. You South Carolina people have zero education, so I should be a little light on you. I'm sorry.
I'm not from here, Jack, so unfortunately I'm from the land of politics and you don't want to go there with me. At any rate.
You're right. I don't care about politics. The only thing I care about is exotic youth going straight to the top of the professional wrestling world. On to your next question.
So you're going up against a faction that's essentially been a family, and they have grown and dominated everywhere that they have gone. And that is the King Enterprises. So with that being said, what do you know about your opponents?
AJ Frost, 20-plus year veteran, I believe. He's done some questionable yet remarkable things in the industry. Brino Royce making a little bit of noise, and let's be honest, the Carolinas can't get much place else. And Luka Daniels, probably the more well-known name out of the group. Am I right? I mean, WrestleMania moment. He's been on Raw. He's been on Main Event. I mean, and plus he works here in Georgia. He's stepped toe-to-toe with exotic youth before. He knows what he's getting himself into. But we've done our research on King Enterprises, and it's kind of funny that you say they dominate everywhere they go. Can you explain to me where exactly have they been?
Well, which state do you want me to cover? Because there's been championships won in South Carolina, holding gold currently here in South Carolina. Two of them are different heavyweight champions in different companies. You've had Luka Daniels be Carolina's champion in this area before. They've had different tag team championships throughout the region, North and South Carolina. Television titles in North Carolina. Mid-Atlantic championship.
The Carolinas. Nowhere else? What do they do? Travel a 100-mile radius of each other?
Now, I do know that they have done some work in Tennessee.
Oh, okay. One more state. That's cute.
Well, not everybody has all the.
Not everybody has the resume of exotic youth. You're right. Not everybody is Georgia wrestling history's two-time tag team champion of the year, best male performer of the year. We've got match of the year, feud of the year, multiple years running. Let's be honest. Exotic youth. We're not here to downgrade King Enterprises. We watched their little promo and everything, thought it was kind of cute how they clipped each other's clips together and everything, and tried to tear the youth down. I mean, come on. Is that what we're about? I mean, obviously they didn't do their research. Whereas exotic youth, we watched some matches, took a nap while watching them, by the way. But we did watch the matches. And, I mean, we're ready for the fight. I mean, these guys are too busy trying to make jokes. Are they really taking this match seriously? That's something that you got to ask yourself. And I know you're intertwined in these guys somehow. I mean, you're trying to put them over like they're the next Hulk Hogan or something. So let's let the match speak for itself on Friday. And all that's going to be is exotic youth on top.
Well, what makes you so sure?
What makes me so sure? Dude, did you not listen to anything that I've said for the past 9 minutes? That's why I'm so sure. Exotic youth, Bryce Cannon, Cornelius Pepperbottom, Zach Mosley, 3 of the hottest names that the Southeast has ever seen. 3 of the guys that have made Georgia wrestling what it is today. And we've only been in the business, 5 years going? Let's be honest. We've done more in our 5 years than AJ's done in his 20 years.
Wow. I don't know if I could agree with that. There's
exactly, because you didn't do your research, a chooch.
What the fuck is a chooch?
Look it up. Oh, I'm sorry. I got to keep my vocabulary low. I forgot.
No, well, judging by one of the other videos, I thought you said cooch, and I was like, okay, I know what that is. But
you need to clean your ears out. That's the problem with you idiots. You don't
I went
listen.
by the
You don't do your research, and you don't know what you're up against on Friday.
somebody who acts inappropriately. That's what you call me. It's somebody who acts inappropriately.
You're very inappropriate.
Oh, I am extremely inappropriate. This is bar none. That's how I got the title of the Howard Stern of Wrestling Podcasts. I mean, give me a break, kid. 5 years you guys have been working. Name some promotions. Name some of your best opponents. What do you got?
Do you really want to go there? Name
Yeah.
some of our opponents. We've got Rock and Roll Express. We've got the Good Brothers. We've got Aces and Eights. We've got a plethora of people. Who has King Enterprises ever stepped in the ring with? Some jabronis from South Carolina. Oh, and Tennessee. Excuse me. Let me add that one in there too for you.
Oh no, I've seen them guys in the rings with.
We've wrestled for School of Morton. We've wrestled for Coastal Empire Wrestling. We've wrestled for AEW. We've wrestled for the NWA, WWE. We've wrestled everywhere, dude. There's nothing that can touch the youth. No matter what you say, no matter how much you try to come up with these questions that I can't answer, the answer's there, dude.
The owner of AWL has chimed in, and he's laughing. Brino Royce has chimed in. He said everybody's broken Ricky before. That's nothing. Talking about Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express.
Well, no doubt. I just mentioned him.
Yeah, he's saying everybody's been in a ring with Ricky Morton, including him.
Well, you asked for notable opponents. Ricky's one of them. Is he not?
There you go. Well, that is a notable name.
All right then.
But you say that they haven't been in a ring.
You act like since Brino chimed in the comments that's supposed to be an incorrect answer. I'm glad Brino's been in the ring with somebody like Ricky. Maybe he learned a couple of things while in there. Hell, I don't even know if he's actually wrestled Ricky.
Well, I do, and yes. So that's just one name. You've got the Barbarian has been around. You've got Lodi has been around in these parts. You got George South. There's another name you probably recognize. These are all legends of wrestling that are in this area that have worked around and with these guys.
We've worked with them.
So basically, there ain't too many names that you can name that they haven't been around either.
Has he ever wrestled Action Mike Jackson?
Who?
That's one hell of an old man. You don't know who Action Mike Jackson is.
I would have to have heard of him to care.
Oh, dear. Uneducated. Don't know the business.
Well, my co-host has actually showed up as well.
Another unprofessional person. Congrats.
Yeah. You got to unmute yourself. There you go. Nope, we still can't hear you. Anyway, Freight Train Jay has chimed in. He said Action Mike.
No, he said Action Mick. What the hell is that? It's Mike, you idiot.
I have no idea. Might have been something.
Bar? What is he doing?
That's his thing.
Where did he even go?
I am not sure. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah. Things happen. This is what you get for being live. Anyway, so you guys working coming up this Friday night, AWL, Welford Pavilion. When was the last time you worked South Carolina?
The last time we worked South Carolina was last year at some point. I mean, I try to avoid the area as much as possible. I mean, and let's be honest, it's a dumpster fire anywhere in South Carolina.
Well, there's that. Now, who were you trained by?
Who am I trained by? Robert Gibson, Frankie Chiazzo, Michael Stevens, Doc Gallows. Any more questions? You're said you've been doing this. You want me to give you this like Bible of an answer. I answer your question. Let's move on.
Okay. Let's see here. You said you've been in for 5 years. And I noticed that you've been saying, you've been all over in those 5 years. What really do you have?
Quick, did you say Freight Train was in the comments? Is that like the Freight Train from $5 Wrestling? Do you even know what $5 Wrestling is?
I've heard of $5 Wrestling. I don't think that's Freight Train Jay from $5 Wrestling.
Ugh, then, yeah.
He did say I beat Doc Gallows.
What in WWE 2K23? Okay, that's
So disrespectful. Where's your class, Cannon?
I graduated school, you idiot. God.
Anyway,
go on with what you were gonna say.
So 5 years y'all been in. 5 years you've been traveling, making the rounds.
You've said this before, yes. I'm glad.
Friday, you're coming to AWL.
Yes, for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time. So you mean to tell me you think you're going to walk into the House of Royce at AWL, where Brina Royce is the heavyweight champion? You think you're going to walk in there
into the
easily?
House of Royce? I'm walking into the AWL. I mean, the Welford Pavilion. That's where I'm walking into.
All right. You think you're going to walk in there and run roughshod over King Enterprises?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. You've mentioned nothing that they've accomplished. Great guys individually. Together, what have they done? Nothing. And so what makes you think that we're not going to walk in the AWL and run roughshod?
Oh.
Silence. Okay. Yeah. Smoke on your little vape there. Look, you're just like little Freight Train down there in the comments.
So there was this leaked video, and for some reason it's been getting shared around, and I'm not sure why. I saw another podcaster post it earlier, and I had absolutely no clue what he was getting at with it. But there was this video that came out earlier today. I want you to take a look at it. Give me just one moment while I make sure we have all of this situated properly. I want to make sure that we have audio and everything else for you, Mr. Cannon, so you can hear it.
I'm back.
All right,
you were never here.
Fantastic. How you doing, Brycey, baby? How you doing, buddy? You're looking good. I like the suit. Do we go to the same tailor? I feel like we go to the same tailor. And I'm liking the shades.
See, why couldn't this guy have been here this whole time? This guy knows what he's talking about. He knows fashion, unlike your unironed shirt up there. Howard Stern of wrestling.
That's his work shirt. It's his work shirt.
Yeah, I just left the. I just left the office.
Well, I had a couple. Well, you're one of the most dominating tag teams here, going up and down in North Carolinas. And as Saint has mentioned here, you're coming to a new promotion. Do you have a game plan going on here? Do you have any tag teams you guys haven't gone against that you want to see Exotic Youth go toe-to-toe with?
Did you ask me what my game plan is? Why in the Sam hell would I release that information to you?
Because, the fans want to know.
This is live right now. Why would I tell? I mean, and we've got Brina Roy stalking me right here in the comments. I mean, why the hell would I release what we're going to do? Just know their shoulders pinned to the mat, 1, 2, 3. That's the only thing that's going to happen. And are there any tag teams that Exotic Youth haven't faced that we would like to? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yeah, anyone on a main roster anywhere that's signed. That's who. Our focus isn't on the indies. It's getting to the top. Those are the teams that we want to face.
Where's Pepper Bottom? I was wondering if he was going to be with you this evening.
Don't worry where Pepper Bottom is. Focus on the frat day.
All right, so here's the video that was released earlier today.
Roll that bean footage.
King Enterprises is officially a sponsor of the Swanton. So everybody shout out Michael King and King Enterprises. Let me see if I can't get him up on the screen. Give me 1 second. All right.
How's it going, man? Good, good. Hey, look, I don't have a minute. I'm going to be on the Swanton pod here in a minute. So let me get. Okay, it's a pod, so you should check it out. Anyway, did you all right, awesome. So, did you sign it? Good. All right, I'll check the email after the show. Congrats, man. You won't regret it. But a couple things real quick. Keep quiet on this, all right? I haven't told anybody. I didn't even told the team, all right? The second thing is April 14th, this Friday. I need you at AWL Milford. Yeah, we're doing. Hey, we have a 6-man tag, so we're going up against Exotic Youth. Reno, Luca, AJ Frost, all right? Exotic Youth is the real deal, and we need to show out. And if we beat them, that paves the way for us and into Georgia. So it's really a big deal. I want you there. And by the way, Bryce Cannon called me a cooch on Facebook. I don't even know what a cooch is.
That's what I said.
Okay, but anyway, I want you to stomp his DNA into the canvas for me, all right? Okay. Oh, crap. Hey, I got to run.
Hey there, King. How are you?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Yeah, everything okay?
Everything.
So, that was part of the Swanton podcast.
What was
that
the
was
point
released.
of that? What was the point of showing that?
There was something to do with your name there. He said Bryce Cannon, so and then it was sent to me while you were on air. So I don't know. This was legitimately, this just came to me.
I mean, Exotic Youth and Bryce Cannon are the only thing anybody should be talking about.
So here's my thing. Michael King was on the phone with somebody.
Okay.
I don't know who he was on
You
the
never
phone
made
with.
a phone call in your life?
Did you not hear what he said? Did you not hear what he said, Bryce? He said he wanted him there Friday. You weren't paying attention. Well, that's obvious. You probably didn't pay attention when you were in the fucking mirror earlier trying to do your hair. But anyway, so listen.
Hey! You gotta give credit where credit's due. That is a.
I don't need to give credit where credit is due.
I don't take
He
offense.
looks like a miscreant. He looks like a miscreant. Give me a break. Anyway, look, he was talking about wanting somebody there Friday night and stomping your DNA into the mat. Doesn't that have you the least bit inquisitive about? Oh, I'm sorry, you're in Georgia. Doesn't that have you questioning what that could mean?
Obviously, he has high hopes. That's all it means. Look, these guys aren't taking this seriously. Like I said before, they're doing little clips in the bathroom and all of this. Luka Daniels petting his cat, talking down about the youth. They don't take us seriously. But come Friday, I guarantee those guys are going to run home, tails tucked between their legs, crying home to mama. Let's be honest.
Well, you got to give it Michael King here some credit. He did say these guys are the real deal. And that's no lie.
That's the only positive thing those guys have said about us, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, he said you guys were the real deal. He said you wanted, he said he wanted to, have your DNA pressed into the mat. So apparently there's a bit of a viable threat there. But
one would think.
Kind of makes you wonder what's in store for you.
Look, like I said, we've watched the matches, dude. We know exactly what King Enterprises brings to the table. I've been in the ring with 1/3 of them, Luka Daniels. I mean, I know what Luka brings to the table. Luka's one hell of a competitor. Exactly why WWE's picked him up several times. But that's about where the respect ends. These guys want to run down the youth. These guys don't want to take us seriously. We're just going to show them exactly what Georgia has to offer. And can we also bring up something? Georgia's being ran down here. Exotic Youth's being ran down. But didn't one of their guys have Atlanta Braves merch, an Atlanta Braves shirt on during this whole promo that they cut. Obviously, he's got love for Georgia somewhere. And that's why he's got love for Georgia's exotic youth. I mean,
Do the Carolinas have a baseball team?
hell if I know, probably not.
I don't know either. I'm not a sports guy.
I don't blame the MLB for not going to that trash state.
I mean, I'm a hockey guy, so I don't know.
You're acting like I know you. I don't care what sport you're into.
I couldn't tell you anything about baseball. I know nothing about baseball, so I couldn't help you with the Carolinas thing. That's why I asked you.
That'd be Tar Heel. That's Tar Heel territory. Is baseball. Yeah.
Dude, that's like college, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, but that's what a lot of people like. You know, you see it all over the place. Tar Heel. Yeah.
That's I don't. Yeah, college is even a whole nother line of shit I don't know anything about.
I'm more of an Orioles fan.
Obviously.
A Baltimore fan. Dude, the best thing that ever came out of Baltimore was an empty Greyhound bus. Fuck Baltimore. I hate Baltimore. Who won the college football I don't know.
We don't what? No, we're here to talk about the
No idea. I don't watch.
Well, Bryce,
Anyway, so Bryce, what are your other members of Exotic Youth up to this evening? Are they training?
Zach, let's be honest, he's tending to that $1 million mullet of his, making sure it's more luscious than ever for Friday. Cornelius Pepperbottom, who knows? He's probably having a hell of a time at the Georgia Aquarium right now, seeing all the penguins and whatnot. Don't worry about what they're doing.
Okay. I mean, Friday is rapidly approaching, my man.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. I feel like I'm going to be on this podcast until then.
Oh, well. Here's the thing. We're trying to give you an opportunity to say things and give you the opportunity to, come out of your shell a bit. I don't know if you've ever done press before or interviews or anything like that. So this is kind of like, this is one of those stepping stones. It's called a building block. There's this thing called a foundation. And without it, no building can stand up.
You know what? Hey, let me ask that. Let me rephrase that for you, Bryce. Here, what would you say is the principles and or foundation that exemplifies exotic youth?
Well, it starts back with our training. We've been trained by the best. Robert Gibson, one half of the legendary Rock and Roll Express. We know tag team wrestling in and out, all three of us. Cornelius Pepperbottom, Zach Mosley, Bryce Cannon. We know what it takes to be the best in tag team wrestling, whether it's 2 men, 3 men, we don't care. We know exactly what it takes to get the job done. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We don't care what road we have to take to get there.
All right. So, once again, that's coming up Friday night as we will see the Exotic Youth taking on King Enterprises. That is at the Welford Pavilion, Friday, April the 14th. Guys, $10 to get in. This is not something you're going to want to miss.
No, not at all. I mean, talk about prestige. Talk about, gold on the line. There's a lot on the line here. There's and it's going to be a hell of a matchup. These are bragging rights, Like you said, you have I would like to say two of the best tag teams in the area, in the Georgia area, going one-on-one. Shenanigans are going to be afoot. Just saying. And I guarantee it, and hopefully, I'm betting on this, someone is going to get a spanking. Or a paddling, at least.
Interesting. Mr. Cannon, do you have any closing or final thoughts?
Well, like you gentlemen said, if you really want to see what's going to go down between King Enterprises and Exotic Youth this Friday, be at the Welford Pavilion. It's only $10 to get in. I'm sure you can afford it. Miss your light bill, miss your car payment, do what you got to do. Be there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an exclusive interview with the Bryce Cannon of the Exotic Youth. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. And we will see you at the Indies.